Hey everyone, welcome back to another Explorer and Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. So today we are playing some Mono Green Stompy. So this is a little different from your kind of classic Mono Green Devotion decks, even though we are using some of the same cards like Nykthos and Storm the Festival. This is more based around creatures with power, mana value 3 or less, so that we can fetch them with Collected Company, and just about kind of getting sort of above rate creatures as they often are in green, and just getting them onto the battlefield and kind of just running over the opponent with more powerful creatures than they can play, matching their removal more than 1-for-1 with cards like Coco and an Old Growth Troll. And yeah, just kind of winning that way. So we do have a fair few new cards in the deck. So we've got 2 copies of Thunderous Velocipede, which is from Aetherdrift, which is a 5/5 vehicle for 3 with Trample, crew of 3, and each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So for in a deck like this, just all of our creatures are going to have an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which is pretty good. So we can just keep doing that and get some value out of it. And obviously it's a 5/5 trample itself and can pretty effectively trample over the opponent's creatures. 4 copies of Web Strike Elite, so this is a 3/3 for 2 green mana with reach, and it also has cycling of X green green, and when you cycle this card, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment with mana value X. Obviously there are lots of powerful artifacts and enchantments in the format, and so the ability to destroy one of those, draw a card for potentially 4/5 mana is pretty good. And then it is just a 3/3 with reach as well, which again is kind of above rate. Keen-Eyed Curator, 3/3 again for green green. You can pay 1 to exile a card from a graveyard, and as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards exiled with this creature, it gets +4/+4. It has trample. So that's pretty hard to achieve, but as 3/3 for 2 with incidental graveyard hate is pretty good. It's kind of a slightly more powerful Scavenging Ooze. And then we've got Tyvar the Pummeler as well. 3/3 for 3, tap another untapped creature you control to give it indestructible until end of turn and tap it, kind of what regeneration used to be. And then you can pay 5, which is often easy to do with a deck that has so much green devotion. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Just a very quick way of closing out the game. And then a lot of the rest of the cards, as I say, you will recognise from kind of previous green iterations of green decks. So obviously we have our Elvish Mystics and our Llanowar Elves, just helping power out our big threats. 3 Werewolf Pack Leaders, so again, a good above-rate creature that can draw us some additional cards when it attacks. Pelucranos Reborn, green, green, green for a 4/5 with reach, and then we can pay 6 and 2 life to transform it into the Engine of Ruin, which is a kind of pseudo Wormcoil engine. 6/6 reach and lifelink, and when it dies you get 2 Hydra tokens off it. 4 copies of Old Growth Troll, again, just lots and lots of green pips in this deck, as you'd expect. But this is again, above rate creature that comes down, very hard for the opponent to get rid of, because when it dies, it becomes mana ramp and then can potentially become the creature again. 4 copies of Collected Company, which can fetch all of the creatures in the deck. And 3 Storm the Festival, which is kind of doing a similar thing, but does have flashback as well. And in a deck like this, again, getting to 10 mana, not necessarily the hardest thing to do. Our mana base is pretty simple, 17 forests, because we do need to be able to reliably hit all of our green mana costs here. A couple of Lair of the Hydras, and then 3 Nykthoses. 3 instead of 4, just because duplicate ones are a bit awkward, and in the early game we do really need to be able to hit kind of double green and potentially triple green, and without the correct devotion, obviously Nykthos is just a colourless land. So we do have to be mindful of that. And then the sideboards, we've got some more graveyard hate with Tormod's Crypt, Pick Your Poison, a good scalp Surge sideboard removal card. Heroic Intervention is there to protect our creatures from mass removal spells. And we've got 4 copies of Inscription of Abundance, which is not a card we've seen for a while, but 1 and a green for an instant with kicker of 2 and a green, so we can choose 1 if we just pay the 2, and if we pay 5, we can choose any of the modes, so we can put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, give ourselves X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures we control, or have one of our creatures fight one of the opponent's creatures. And then Tranquil Throwback, again, versatile card, 3/3 for 3, come down and pay any amount of green mana. destroy an artifact or enchantment if we pay 1, exile target player's graveyard, gain 4 life. So again, just doing all of the things against various kind of strategies in the format. It's a good anti-aggro card. It's good at combating graveyard strategies. You know, it just does all of the things, really. So yeah, it's a pretty simple deck, Mono Green Stompy. So yeah, that is it. Not much else to say, really. So let's go on to the ladder. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, let's see how this does. Having kind of ummed and ahed about it for a bit, I decided to replace the 2 copies of Thunderous Velocipede Thunder with Tribute to the World Tree, which I think is a more kind of synergistic card in this particular strategy. So yes, the deck list will reflect that, but I was thinking about it for a while, and I decided that that is probably the better card in a deck that runs lots of creatures with mana value 3 or less. Okay, so the opponent's on control. We are seeing a lot of this at the moment. I think it's a reaction to the aggro decks, which have proved very popular in the format. Okay, no, maybe not. This is a more... this is Bant, so it could be a... Yes, so this is more of a... maybe 5 colour pile, something like Niv To Light or something like that. But we've got a pretty impressive curve going on here, so the opponent's going to need something good. Just up the beanstalk is kind of okay, but probably it's not going to do it for them. So, I could cycle the Web Strike Elite here to blow up their Beanstalk, or I could just go ham and play Festival. I do quite like destroying the Beanstalk before they get value off it, but let's attack first and see what we draw with Werewolf Pack Leader. Okay, another Web Strike Elite's pretty good. And then we're not over-committing to the board either, just in case they have a Wrath. So yeah, let's blow up the Beanstalk. Draw a card, then I'll play a Keen-Eyed Curator. So they could potentially Niv this turn. No, Vanishing Verse is fine. Okay, good. Well, we're still getting the card draw off our Werewolf Pack Leader. We assume. Let's find out. Maybe not. Yeah, okay, Leyline Binding is not necessarily a problem. Unfortunately, because of its mana cost, it's actually quite a hard one to get rid of with Web Strike Elite. So I think... so how should we do this? So let's play Elvish Mystic, which gives us 3 Devotion, which we can then follow up with an Old Growth Troll. Yeah, just sequencing there. Okay, Niv Mizzet Reborn. Is that a miss? No, just a Bring to Light. Okay, well, Bring to Light's pretty good. Let's not pretend. Okay, so I can make this. Yeah, I should have lethal here. So if I power this up to be 6 mana, a 5/5. And then just attack with everything? Yep. Okay, so the opponent is running Niv Mizzet. Well, this is a slightly annoying situation we find ourselves here, isn't it? Two different versions of Heroic Intervention. They are, in fact, the same card. So I think I want Pick Your Poison. Probably a couple of Tranquil Frillbacks. What do I care less for in this matchup? So they've probably got quite a lot of exile-based removal, so maybe the old growth trolls are not where we want to be in this particular matchup. Heroic Intervention doesn't really help us against Sunfall, which is kind of their primary mass removal spell, so I think we'll leave that out for now. But yeah, that game one went reasonably well. Yeah, Coco here is not bad. Pick Your Poison is a 1-mana answer to Beans. It's also a 1-mana answer to Niv Mizzet. So yeah, plenty of things that it can potentially target. Okay, so they've got a Fatal Push. But I think I'm going to make them use it. Yep, that's fine. And then if they Beans, I can play Pick Your Poison. No, okay. Well, we'll get another Llanowar Elf down. No, no second Fatal Push. Tribute to the World Tree seems a fine thing to cast here. We're a little slow off the uptake, to be honest. Something like Omnath is going to be a problem for us. Right, well, we'll play a Keen-Eyed Curator, draw a card, hopefully get hit another land. Yep. And we'll pass the turn. Just cycling a land is fine. They are now on potentially Niv To Light turn, which is never good news. Oh god, that's far too hot. Anyway. Okay. So, assuming they go and fetch Niv Mizzet here, we do have a 1-mana answer to that, unfortunately. It will draw them some cards, so we do need to kind of keep pace with them as much as we can. What are they going to get here? Tybalt instead. No, that's probably a good shout, actually. We'll exile some cards just because we can. Just in case they have some sort of ability to bring stuff back. So I think we are just passing the turn and holding up Collected Company here. They are going to get another trigger off Tybalt, unfortunately. And a Sunfall. Don't love them having that. Okay, well that's two decent 3/3s. So we'll get 2 cards out of that at least. Nykthos is a good card draw. Good card to draw. Good card to draw. Words. So I really need to kill Tybalt here. So I could Tyvar and immediately activate it. Yeah, I've got enough mana to do that. They will be able to Sunfall in response, but I'm not hating our position here. So we'll send both of those after Tybalt. They don't have Leyline Binding mana available, which is good. So yeah, Sunfall is annoying here, to be sure. Yeah, I'll take 3. That's obviously what they're going to do, so... Yep. So they get a 4/4 out of it, but that I can just get rid of with a... Pick your poison eventually. I think we should Storm the Festival, though, this turn. Be mana efficient. That's not the best. Does grow our creatures, though, so that's not the worst thing. I don't have any good targets for Yorion at the moment. Distribute to the World Tree is doing a lot of work for us here. Okay, well, let's fire off... Well, yes, let's start by playing Tranquil Frillback. One green mana to destroy that. Draw a card. Then we'll attack. Okay, cycling a land I like. And another one. So we'll attack, draw a card with Pack Leader. Then how much do I want to play into this board? I mean, they've used one Sunfall. They're clearly digging for more answers, so... Let's play a Keen-Eyed Curator. Draw another card. Tell you what, let's just start chewing on their graveyard. So that's 2 card types, 3, 4, and then play an elf. So again, they need a mass removal spell here. They are digging for one. Good, that was a good, I think, sub out there. Yeah, I mean, this hand's pretty vulnerable to hand disruption. Fine, famous last words. Yes, okay. So the opponent's on Rakdos. Okay, Pack Leader's a decent draw. At least then we have a turn 2 play, regardless of whether they interact with our elf or not. Wow. Yeah, that's the danger of these decks. They do just run all of the interaction, all of the hand disruption in the world. So I'll play Pelucranos, because that can't be hit by a Fatal Push. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, sure thing. Send in Pelucranos. Get the Pack Leader down. Sadly, we are a little short of things to do. Just one discard. We hate to see it. Well, regardless of whether I take this block, they're going to have Fatal Push available, so... No, they're going to use Torch the Tower instead. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, so they're pretty effectively killing all of my stuff here. Ugh. Not quite. So we'll fire up the... There's the Hydra, just because we can. Because I'm never blocking with it, because I need it for Storm the Festival. Another Fable. Well, isn't that terrible news? Alright, let's fire off Storm the Festival. Yeah, I'll take a Troll and probably just another Troll. 2 Trolls seems decent. And an Unholy Annex. Well, their life total is not the highest at the moment, so they are going to have to be a little careful here. Okay. So let's play another Troll. Follow it up by flashing back Storm the Festival. We'll have a Tribute to the World Tree and a creature. Send in the Tramplers. That's fine. If they're using their treasure for that, they're not using it for other things. That's pretty good, actually, because that gives us an option to trigger the Tribute to the World Tree if we need to. Okay. Yep, so they can start doing their thing with reflections, but I am just gonna keep generating my tokens. So they go down to 3. Okay, let's have a 4/4. Trigger my World Tree. Another Nykthos is not so good, so we'll do it again. Whip Strike Elite can kill... so it can kill Annex, but Annex is also slowly killing them. So I could potentially just use it to take out one of their reflections, which I think is probably decent. But then I don't get the card draw off, I suppose. Yeah, okay, let's... But then it draws a card. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we'll cycle this for 3. Target this reflection. Draw a card. Blech. Blech. Don't love that. Yeah, attack with both of these. So they go down to 1, and then their Annex kills them if they don't have a demon. Yeah. Okay, so Rakdos demons. What is good here? I think a couple of inscriptions for fighting their reflections. I think actually I'm going to put all of them in. Some Tranquil Frillbacks as answers to Annex. Then they are a kind of 1-for-1 deck, so they can't really keep up with my card advantage if we get the engine going. So I'll take out the Keen-Eye Curators. I'm not that fussed about Graveyard Hate here. Pelucranos is kind of okay, but feels quite weak too. Although it is a good it's a good inscription target. Maybe I do just want 3 of these actually. And we'll trim 1 Frillback and 1 Pelucranos. Don't want to be stuck with too many inscriptions in my hand and no creatures to target with it, because that's just sadness. No turn 1 hand disruption, we like to see. No turn 2 plays either. So they probably have removal for this, but that's fine. Again, a kind of 1-for-1 removal. They will struggle to keep pace with me. Play another pack leader. Then we do have the option of frill backing and destroying the reflection or the fable rather next turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. And an Annex. Okay, well there's their card advantage, so do I want to destroy that instead of Reflection? I think I probably should, because I might get something else that can deal with their Fable when it flips. Because I do have 2 collected companies. Okay, they've got the combo. I don't quite have the mana for Storming yet, so I shall simply Coco instead. Yep, Frillback and Pack Leader. Pay the 1. Destroy their Reflection of Kiki Jiki. That's fine. We're pretty even on board presence here, so I'm going to start attacking. Yep, take that trade all day long. FOMO drawing a card is always a good feeling. Oh, they've drawn a Fatal Push. That is tasty. Oh, Torch the Tower, yeah. Similar kind of thing, with added Scry, so that's pretty nice. Huh. Yes. Okay. Right, let's add 1 generic mana, play Nykthos, Storm the Festival, Web Strike Elite, and Tyvar the Pummeler. Pass the turn. Wow, their top decks have been wild. Okay, no attacks, we like. Okay, so we could play Poly-K here, or we could just chill and wait with Collected Company, which I think is fine. Yeah, let's attack. I'm willing to take these trades because I've got a Tyvar activation. Yeah. Sure thing. Okay, I'll let those resolve. I'll play Collected Company. Cool, very good. So yeah, is this deck actually awesome? I think it might be. Statements that precede unfortunate events. I'll probably get absolutely butchered now, but you know, what is the game of Magic without some extreme hyperbole? Restless Cottage, so black-green, not a land you see a huge amount of in this format. And a Mutavault. Well, there's lots going on here, isn't there? They're thinking about killing my creature. And they did. Good for them. Okay, so this is a kind of black-green sacrifice deck by the look of it. So we'll get one of our Pelucranoses down. Obviously, it would have been nice to do that on turn 2, but... Ooh! Ooh, that's a good answer.
Your life's about to end. Hope you're ready. I wanted that taken out too.
In which case, I'll get a troll down instead. Yeah, that Vraska's going to do work. And a Shieldred. Oof. Yeah, we're certainly on the back foot here. Like, Troll is not getting through Shieldred anytime soon. Oof. Oh my god. I mean, talk about having the nuts. So, draw. So I'll get both of these down. But yeah, it's not looking good in this first game. And a Glisser. So yeah, the opponents go full Golgari mid-range. So yeah, this is less sacrifice, more mid-range by the look of it. So yeah, do they burn Vraska to kill Pelucranos here before I can... Okay, they're not going to do that. That's fine. Okay, let's draw. Okay, I like Collected Company. So let's start by playing a Keen-Eyed Curator. Then am I going to try flipping Pelucranos? I don't think I have to. Okay, that did work. We'll follow it up with a Collected Company. I'll take another Troll and a Werewolf Pack Leader. Sadly, I don't have any good... I can't get through Glisser, unfortunately. So I am just going to have to pass the turn. Yep. Oof. Okay. So yeah, we're getting pretty effectively wrecked here. I mean, the opponent did have the perfect draw for almost everything. So we'll just do some exiling. Like, this would be a board stall if they didn't have Shieldred. And I don't really have a good way of dealing with that, so... We are just kind of a little bit at its mercy here. And I can't get through Glisser anyway. Now, Tyvar does give me the option to get through Glisser. So, we'll grab a couple of those. We'll keep exiling. Sadly, I don't have... Can't reach the full 4 card types. So I will just take one of my own. That gets me to 3. Yeah, may as well keep going. What did I take there? I took a instant. Take that one out. Meant to hit a creature there. It doesn't really make any difference, but... Okay. So I think we are at plan F, which is go mad with Tyvar.
Don't dwell on what's about to happen.
Liliana of the Veil, sure thing.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
So I'll just sack a troll here.
Sacrifices must be made.
Pop it on a land. No attacks. We love to see it. So we'll sack a land. Get our troll into play. Still don't have enough card types to hit, unfortunately, I don't think. Oh, actually, do I now? Because I've got land. Let's try... Did I get a land with this before? Yes, I did. Oh, well, that's disappointing, isn't it? So we'll draw. We'll go to 4. Then let's... play another Nykthos. Which puts us up to 22 mana. Then we'll activate Tyvar once. Activate Tyvar twice. Activate Tyvar 3 times. Activate Tyvar... Okay. Good work. So, how do I sideboard against this Golgari mid-range deck? I think I want a couple of inscriptions. Tranquil Thrillback doesn't seem so great here, so maybe I want Heroic Intervention. It's good at saving one creature. Yeah, so I'll put a couple of those in. Doesn't feel great. This sideboarding doesn't feel amazing. And what don't I want? Yeah, Pelucranos is too vulnerable, I think. And I'll trim a Web Strike Elite. Tyvar doing work. Tyvar to the rescue. All praise Tyvar. Yeah, this is decent enough. Ooh, fancy Thoughtseize. And another one. Well, there goes my Keen-Eye Curator. I'm afraid the Thoughtseize bug, it affects us all. Yeah, there's somewhat fortunate that those have different names. Less fortunate that I'm simply drawing lands. But one storm or one company and we are back in it, so... Okay. So presuming they choose Tyvar here, I mean, I imagine they're checking what the name of that card is. There we are. Because I was like, oh, what is it? I got... I mean, I could destroy the Pithing Needle, I suppose. I mean, that would be quite funny. It doesn't really do anything else. And would I rather have a 3/3? No, do you know what? I'm going to destroy the Pithing Needle. It's more fun this way, isn't it? And that's what it's all about, the fun we have. Come on. Yeah, I mean, they would have just killed it anyway, so this is probably actually a slightly better exchange. Because we get a card. That card is a land. Oh well, it's a land we're not drawing next turn, so let's look on the bright side.
You should leave before I make you disappear. People, creatures, they vanish all.
That's another land. And I'm over them, so could I have something that isn't a land, please?
Everyone is expendable, except me.
So their cottage is online, so I can't actually attack into it at the moment. Okay, we do like collected companies, so we'll chill on that for a turn. Yep, that goes up to 5 loyalty.
To happen.
How aggressive are they willing to be? Yeah, I didn't think so. Tyvar, Keen-Eyed Curator. Ah! You absolute villain. Well, there's no point doing this, because I might as well wait for if I have one that can actually do stuff. Oh, thanks. Where were you, man? Okay, so I can make this a 5/5. So we'll kill Vraska. That at least shuts off their card advantage.
It seems fortune favors you.
And now we're just playing off our top decks. And theoretically, mine should be better. Like, I can do the more damage with my land as well if I'm not drawing anything. That is better. So we'll storm the festival. Well, that was a bit meh. Yep, you may Restless Cottage again. So they'll get me down to 12 here. Okay, well, let's fire up the Lair of the Hydra. How big can I make it? I think I'm just going to go for it here. There's very little point not. Because now they're on a 1-turn clock. I'm going to play another elf. That's pretty good. So I'll drop to... okay, so... 1, 2... activate Nykthos, which is 4, 5, 6, Lair of the Hydra for 5. Attack with all. And I'll play Heroic Intervention, save my creature. Which Gets them down to 2. Have I just died? I think I've just died, haven't I? Because they can activate Restless Cottage and then kill me with the Shieldred. I should have thought about that. Maybe they won't notice. Okay, thank God they didn't notice. Draw. Tyvar's pretty good, so we'll get him down. And then we'll pass the turn. So yeah, they've got the... yeah, they didn't eat their food there, so they're on a functional 9. And they've got 2 creatures. This is tough. This is very tough. Well, let's see what we draw. Just Forest is not the best, but I think we're running out of time. So how much land have I got? Have I got enough to double activate Tyvar? That's 6. I probably should have, shouldn't I? Four. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, let's attack with both. Let them figure it out. Probably would have done that the other way around, but that's fine. So we'll activate Tyvar once. And then I don't actually need to activate it again, do I? Because we're just going to trade here and lose my creature here. So we'll do that. And then I've got Lair of the Hydra available for me. Ooh, Unholy Annex. Okay, well, they can draw a card off that. Hopefully it will be nothing. And it was. Whew. Okay, well, I'm not unhappy about that. So yeah, good performance by Mono Green Stompy there. And I've achieved something. Finally. What have I achieved? I've sacrificed some creatures. Okay, very good. And I think we've got a couple of packs to open yet. Aether Drift and a golden pack. Got my Tarkir things ready to go. The Jolly Balloon Man. Spawn Hydra. Yeah, nothing hugely of note there, but always good to up the collection a little. Yeah, Mono Green Stompy. I mean, that was a good performance by that deck. I'm pleased I subbed in March of the World, Tribute to the World Tree. Rather, I think it is better in a deck like this, where it's drawing lots of cards and growing our creatures more than Thunderous Velocipede is. Yeah, no, good cards all round. Tyvar did some great work there, when you've got that kind of infinite mana and just being able to go over the top of the opponents, even when they've got some pretty fearsome creatures. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. Yeah, good work. So, thank you very much for watching. Here's the deck list one more time, so let me know what you think in the comments. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Always appreciate the support, as you know. And yeah, I'll see you next time.